So I think there are certain check boxes which people are checking in the name of diversity and inclusion. And if that is there, then yes, diversity and inclusion is there. But widening that framework can make a big difference to everyone in the space. Maybe people are not able to articulate it. Do you have any story in your recent experiences of meeting people? And you've been invited to so many fora to speak on this. Any experience that you would like to share, Bhavna, here on how people, the general public, are open to the idea while the decision makers are still mulling over the thought? So, anybody in the general public who came up to you and thanked you for bringing this out to the open?
So many, so many. I've had people who've come just. There are two stories that are particularly special to me. One is when a young woman reached out to me on LinkedIn and said, "You might not know about me, but I am class of something," to just maintain anonymity, from my college, and said, "You have no idea how Caregiver Sathi has supported me. Last November, I lost my mother to cancer, and all the conversations on the platform has helped me navigate through those periods." If I and our work could have been helpful to a young woman who was in the place where I was 25 years ago, then it is worth it. Last week, and interestingly, I share I share my name with that person's mother. It is coincidental. But so when I started on this journey, one of our mentors, Dr. Rajiv Sareen, said to me, "What you're undertaking is really hard." And I thought I was being this person. And I said, "Yeah, I can take a motorcycle to the hills." And he said, "I was going to tell you, taking a motorcycle to the Himalayas is easier. This is harder." And my God, he has been right. My God, he has been so right. Last week, I had, after I did my speech at the Digital Health Summit, and I was explaining to somebody about Caregiver Sathi, and I said, most people would talk about or work in the area of illness that has impacted them. And in my case, my father had multiple system atrophy. And, the number of cases are so few, or they were at that time, and they continue to be so few. And that evening, I had a young girl connect with us to join our WhatsApp group. And when I reached out to her, interestingly, she shares her name with me. And she said her mother has multiple system atrophy. Okay. And she's about the same age that I was. So these are not in organizations, but, these are young women who are ambitious, intelligent, talented, and deserve to be in the workforce. But they have to make compromises because their loved one is unwell. Yeah. In one of the cases, one of the caregivers could not continue working because work would be very demanding in a startup. And the organization was not supportive. So the organization lost a talented person. So I have hundreds of stories. I have had people call me and be extremely vulnerable and emotional saying how grateful they are for the fact that something like Caregiver Sathi exists. They just wish that it was easier, accessible, and more people in the organization understood. Because if they went and asked for something like this, it would feel like they were asking for a special privilege. And nobody wants to ask for a special